Good evening. Today is the 16th of July and it's time for yet another not particularly interesting, very vague and probably quite boring vlog. So, the last time we had one of these very vague vlogs, it seems to be like a series going on at the moment, we had our 2019 SsangYong Tivoli written off. The accident happened on the 27th of June, and we are going to be paid out for what happened to it because it wasn't my lady wife's fault. She was stationary at some traffic lights and she got hit by another car. The driver was drunk. So that's it. We've been running around in a courtesy car provided by their insurance company, and obviously at some point we had to replace it. Now they've agreed to pay out on the SsangYong, and that I've just signed off the V5 and we no longer own the car. So the insurance is going to be cancelled. We're going to have to add another car onto the policy. Fortunately, I have the Volvo on that policy, so we're not going to lose it or anything. So that's fine. But in the meantime, we need to look at other options that we're going to have. So it's also this weird sort of coincidence at the moment that it's exactly the same week that we've also disposed of our 1993 Audi V8. It's been a couple of days of each other, so that has also gone. I have been approached by a couple of people, or rather Simon was approached by one person, being approached by someone else, who were trying to make offers on the car outside of the auction, and we both held quite firm about that and let the auction run, because we have no guarantees of anybody will do anything if we just decide to pull the car from the auction, unless they just pay us like £1 million or something. But that's not what's happened. So we held firm and we eventually got £5,500 of the car, which sounds not too bad, and of course we're quite grateful we didn't get some of the offers we'd already had, which were considerably lower than that. But the thing is that didn't cover the enormous amount of work that Mr. Coleman did on the car for us. It didn't cover the parts we bought for it. So we didn't necessarily start off to do a money-making exercise on it. And, those of you who are familiar with the way YouTube works will understand that hasn't really been much of a success either in terms of the amount of money we've made from the videos. We've made virtually nothing on them, of course. But nevertheless, the car is gone, and we're very relieved about that, because I was going to have to pay another year's worth of like insurance and tax on it or something if I hadn't sold it by the end of this month. But we have, so we don't have to pay that on it. We also don't have to pay for the prodigious fuel cost on it. And it's good to know that it's got to somebody who'll probably appreciate it and want to keep it long term, as opposed to us who knew we couldn't afford to keep it long term. So I could pay my tax bill, and we don't have the associated costs anymore, so that car is gone, which is a shame. Simon and I quite enjoyed owning it. In fact, at some point in the future we perhaps might own another car between us again, because he's a very nice person. Generally, he actually sees eye to eye with me about how we approach maintenance and how we do things. So that actually is a quite positive experience. For those of you who've co-owned cars before, comment below and tell me or the other people who are watching this video how you found your experience. In our case, the car's not been particularly good, but the ownership experience in terms of the co-ownership has been excellent. Expect from a nice, honest man from Yorkshire, which is what Simon is. So we won't be replacing the Audi V8 with anything really. We don't need anything to replace it, so we're not going to do that. With the SsangYong, I did go and see another car today, potentially to replace it, but it wasn't quite right. There are quite a few others around that are very similar to that particular car I saw, so I think I'm going to go and see another one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because nothing at the moment is guaranteed in terms of actually how that's going to work. So I'm not going to tell you what kind of car it is. Some of you might be able to guess already. I don't know if you can. I drove one of these in 2024. It's a slightly different version of it, and then I drove another different version of it again in 2023, and I also liked that one. This particular version is different from either of those, but those of you who know the channel really, really well might actually be able to guess already what it is. And also, I have chosen a slightly different version from I drove last year because my lady wife prefers it to the version I drove. So there we go. That's all I kind of say about that. Just on the way to the Whitehorse at Ampfield for their monthly gathering at the moment, which of course you'll see the video probably about, unless you're on the 2 top channel membership tiers, which goes to see this video actually before that one perhaps. You will see that video first. We'll see what we find down there. Back in the sunny today because the Audi V8 is gone, and so I can't exhibit that at Ampfield, which is what I've been doing the last few months. So we got this, which is fine. So I look forward to seeing what else is there. I hope that you enjoyed the Audi V8 videos that we made. Other channels also filmed it, principally, obviously, Silent Lot 76 Cars, Mr. Richardson and Furious Driving, and JJ from JJ on Cars. All those videos I hope I'll put in the description below if you want to see them. And everyone who filmed the car just drew something different out of it, slightly different, which is good. But yeah, we're not going to be doing something like that again. We're not going to buy something that's so unbelievably rare and expensive to run that we struggle to find bits and Mr. Coleman tears his hairs out off a 19-hour cam belt change. We're not going to do stuff like that. But it's not fair on Mr. Coleman, and it's not fair on our wallets to be doing that when people just don't really care about really rare cars like that. They don't. If it was a 200, which Paul Cowland told everyone that it was in 2 separate original channels, it's not a 200, it's just a V8, then it would have actually been worth more money. But as I said, it wasn't in the end, and obviously when you sell a car at auction, you've got to pay fees on that as well. So we won't get all that money, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. As I said, the most important thing is we moved it on before it started to require even more money from us, which it was a bit of a challenge only doing that. Sort of fun, but not when you're on sort of anything like a Yorkshire budget, which is what Simon and I agreed we were on. So we'll see what happens about that. We'll see what happens with the replacement for Tivoli. We'll see what happens actually when I sell this car, which will probably be in September this sunny, because I think the original owner wants it back, and we've not confirmed anything yet, but I think that's what's going to happen. And for other reason, I want something slightly newer than this, I think. Long term, that's what I think I'd like. But at the moment, I'm enjoying driving it around during the summer months, sometimes on a daily basis. Like at the moment, that's what I'm using to drive around all the time, which is eccentric, but that's the way it goes on this channel. So that's it, really. Just sort of updates about what's going on, and then what will happen eventually once it's sorted out the replacement for the Sanion. We will do a review of it, a full review of the car. I've already spoken to Mr. Bill, and we might actually be able to do it between jacket reviews, which would be nice, because generally that's the sort of thing that happens. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more very vague and not particularly interesting music.